four beardsmen of the Bookpocalypse.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. Here we are.
here we are.
Again.
Bearded to the max.
It's like looking in a strange mirror.
I'm so jealous.
I hope everyone's having a good night. It's been a week, hasn't it? Wow.
Yeah, it really has.
It's been a week. I've got man flu coming on, so if I sound weird, that's why. This is full of warm gin. I think that's going to get me through.
I think it will.
Sorry to hear it. We got strep throat in our house, but I've dodged it so far. Meanwhile, Charlie's got summertime over at his place.
Yeah, it was 36 degrees yesterday, so which is a lot in American.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 36 degrees here-ish, but that's Fahrenheit, not
Yeah. I think it's over 90. I think.
Wow.
That's my preferred.
Yeah, it's a bit.
My
bit hot,
concept
then,
of Fahrenheit is next to nil.
yeah, I should get to know a bit more because you go on some of these and you throw some stuff out and people go,
We are joined by author Holly Tinsley today. You may not recognise her.
It's me under here.
Believe it or not.
Just admire the dedication. Like, if that beard stays on the entire session, you can have bonus points.
Don't feel obligated.
I'm loving the look. I feel very fierce and powerful in this. However, I've had it on for 30 seconds now. My face is already really hot. So I feel like it might have to come off. And also, it's quite hard to speak. So I now have new respect for the bearded community.
One of us. She knows what it's like.
We'll forgive you for taking a break if you must. Charlie will especially forgive you.
yeah, that's all good. You may. We can have the phrase "you may remove your beard," of which only one of us can.
You remove your beard.
But only one of us can comply.
Sounds good to me.
The special guest privileges. We're here to do some RPG. There will be no continuity from the previous sessions because I couldn't think of how to make the two run together. So, yay! Brand new episode. Is everyone okay with rules? For people watching, if it's your first time watching, it's a percentile system. We don't know what everyone's skills are because we make them up as we go along. If a character wants to do something, they have to tell us a personal anecdote or story, and then we'll work out how high their skill should be.
We can tell a couple of skills that we've established so far. At least me and Daryl can.
Yeah,
Daryl
sure.
and I. I have juggling, thus my name, Jugs. But I'm only at. It's not a lot. I'm 20%. So basically, at 2 out of 10, I'd call myself a little bit somewhere between novice and intermediate. Although I am semi-retired juggler. Also, I have a performing skill of 45%, which is closer to, I guess, middle of the road. So, performing, I'm intermediate at.
And I don't know exactly what anecdote I used, but I'm a good solid 40 in stealth and 35 in nasal perception.
I distinctly remember the nasal perception story, but I won't necessarily bring it up.
Oh dear. I dread to think what skills we're going to uncover from this panel. Right.
Yes, I'm looking forward to developing some skills.
We need to get some skill.
Yeah.
Charlie and Holly are going to need skills.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to get at the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that helps you grow as a person as you play it, I feel.
Thanks.
I have
It's a
two
self-help
new-
RPG.
I'm up for some personal growth. That's good.
Two new characters. We have Holly Tinsley playing, my eyesight is appalling, McRib. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the character you're playing
McRib.
tonight?
Sure. So, my character is a human female wearing a very obvious fake beard, although it has temporarily been removed because I was eating half of it as we were going along there. I've got an urban explorer kind of thing going on, so fully kitted out in all black urban survival gear. I have two bandoliers across the chest, which are currently occupied by jars of herbs and spices. I also have across the collarbone a home done tattoo, like Maori style, that says "kick ass." And when I turn around on the back, it says "make breakfast." These are the words that I live my life by. And further to that, I have a cast iron skillet strapped to my back, and across the handle are graffitied the words "kill it," because it is the kill it skillet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
I cannot wait to see McRib in action.
Yeah.
Hey,
Charlie.
wait, I just want to say, for the record, your fake beard totally fools Jugs. No matter what action you take,
Yeah.
he believes it's real no matter what you do.
It's highly convincing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be, but
Yeah, it is. We can still see it. It's like it's never left us.
Charlie, I know you've
Yeah.
kind of put your characters together last minute, but who are you playing tonight?
Well, it's cunningly named, very similar to myself, but we'll. I think we'll call him Charlie for the moment. He might. I think whether or not that's his real name may come out in the wash, but we'll start with that. And he's what I call a book-loving bushranger. Now, for those that don't know what a bushranger is, they were the sort of outlaws of the early Australian colonial time, where you might know Ned Kelly was the guy who wore the big metal helmet on his head. So they were the sort of first outlaws in Australia, sort of held up as probably our sort of folklore heroes. So I think that would be quite appropriate. So they had to live out in the bush, rob, steal. Quite loved by a bit like the Robin Hood-esque figures, you might say. So, but if the truth be told, he's a bit new to it, and he's not really quite as good as he thinks he is. But we'll keep that to ourselves. So
There's a theme. There's a theme to this.
Yeah, he talks the talk. Whether he'll stumble the walk, we'll see.
what's his name?
We'll call him. Ooh, hang on. Oh, no,
I like Aussie Robin Hood.
Yeah, just call him Aussie Robin Hood. That'll do for the moment. Yeah,
Rob. Got it.
Right.
yeah, Aussie Rob. There we go. That's all good.
David, remind us who Jugs is.
He's a semi-retired, full contact juggler. Name's John Frank. Goes by Jugs. And the rest of my backstory feels woefully lacking based on everything I've just heard from Holly and Ozzy Rob. I can't remember. Tom, it's been so long. Well, let me see if I wrote it. I did not write a damn thing. That might be all we get. Semi-retired, full contact juggler, whatever that actually is.
I think that sums it up enough, to be honest. And DB, who are you playing today?
DB is kind of just kind of a caricature of my wonderful self. It's called DB Rook. He fluffs his way through all things, and he's got a good nose for nasty smells.
I like to think you've got a backpack full of copies of Callus and Crow as well. Just in case.
Yeah. Yeah. People need entertaining in the wasteland.
Yeah.
So it is the post-apocalyptic wasteland, and it wouldn't be an apocalyptic wasteland if we didn't give these four players some mutant beard powers. I'm going to ask all of you to roll a d20 and let me know what you get.
Okay, 1 second. 20.
I got a 2.
Ooh.
I got a 10.
8.
Minus 7.
We'll go in numerical order. Jugs. Your beard starts tingling as you leave the bunker. Oh my god, you've got the Cthulhu goatee again.
Nice, I'll take it. It's meant to be.
Keep it.
Yeah,
That's the
it certainly
sign. Wow. So Jugs's beard is now made from Lovecraftian tentacles. It's
Nice.
like Cthulhu beard.
I have a lot of questions. Can I control them? Or are they kind of, you know?
Well, you do hear them whispering to you in a sinister manner and eating away at your inner psyche.
God, that is not good for somebody as dumb as myself.
Maybe
there's
it's the
not
purple
it's-
beard power for Jugs.
Could be. I could just think
Yeah.
it's normal.
But the interpretation of the Cthulhu goatee and its usage, I will leave up to you.
Awesome.
DB,
figure it
a
out.
7. Ooh.
7, yeah.
Okay. Number 7 was provided by JCM Byrne, the author of
Nice.
Wistful Ascending, which is my current audiobook, which is very good.
Oh.
JCM Byrne is giving you a beard whip, like Indiana Jones, but with your facial hair.
Oh yes, Mr. Byrne. Thank you very much.
That's cooler than the other one.
Yeah.
McRib. Yours was provided by Tanner Housden on X, formerly known as Twitter. And Tanner has given you a beard buddy. Aww. Your beard becomes a living mutant entity capable of detaching from your face and fighting by your side.
Go figure.
Yes.
Aww. Little beard buddy.
Can I give it a name?
Yeah. Please
Okay,
do.
I think you should.
Let's go Nugget. McRib and Nugget.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nice.
I love it. McRib. And McRib's beard buddy. Nugget. Aussie Rob. This was provided by Dustin Hanson.
Oh, very cool.
Dustin has given you Silver Scruff. Now, this is a good one.
Oh.
Your beard shimmers with an ethereal silver hue. Your beard can manipulate time by slowing and hastening its flow around you.
Very good.
That's cool.
I'm thinking Matrix style.
Nice.
Yeah. Excellent.
The interpretation of your beard power and how you use it is up to the four of you. Okay. Well, lady and gentlemen, welcome to the Bookpocalypse. The four of you have heard rumors, and rumors spread pretty quickly when there's nothing or no form of entertainment in the apocalypse. Rumors are all that you've got. This particular rumor is about something big, possibly something very dangerous, but also very rare and valuable in the middle of a series of underground metro tunnels called the Iron Jungle. So that is where the four of you are heading to find out what is there and to find it. Now, DB and Jugs, it's a few months since you battled the albino Hulk and escaped from the hairless beard-eating cult.
I'm glad we survived.
Jargonheimer has been doing donuts with his Mickey Tom wheels and his Mad Max post-apocalyptic car.
It's a cool car.
It is a cool car. I think it was a Chevy base.
I remember falling out of it. Well,
You did. You did. It's not DB Spider's Tower.
Yeah.
Upon the way, you happen across an Australian gentleman who appears to be skipping with two dead snakes. He introduces himself as Aussie Rob.
Aussie Rob.
G'day.
And right before the three of you entered the Iron Jungle, there's a wonderful aroma of cooking meat just wafting by on the air, and you followed your noses to find McRib and McRib's bearded friend, Nugget, having a good old-fashioned cast iron cook-off. Now, as to what the meat was, I will leave that up to our viewers and to all of you to decide. You're all an hour into Iron Jungle. Now, daylight has long since disappeared behind you. The only thing lighting up these tunnels you find yourselves in are very old, very decrepit sort of emergency lighting. You walk past rubble, debris, scraps of metal, and train wreck after train wreck. As the four of you are walking along, what are you all talking about?
I'm interested in what we actually want to find. We're not looking for money, are we? There's no real money out there.
Right.
What
fame.
would we all love to find?
Well, what are we using to power things? If we've got any power, maybe it could be some old batteries or some sort of, something to
Tech.
tech, but it's a bit of old world tech.
Ooh.
Would be good. I think possibly some food.
Yeah, some clearly labelled meat would be nice.
Yeah.
I have low expectations, but I might find the golden juggling pin down here. My beard thinks I will. I'm not so sure, but it's worth a look.
Always.
McRib, what are you looking for down here?
I mean, I think if we're talking physically in terms of items, probably food supplies, maybe some experimental ingredients. I'm quite keen to see how this post-apocalyptic wasteland has affected the flora and fauna of the land. So maybe some mushrooms. In terms of motivation, I think I'm really just looking to prove myself in the high-stakes world of urban survival.
Interesting. The four of you walk along. You talk about all your hopes and your wants from the Iron Jungle, and what you expect to find down here. Could you all just make me a perception check? I won't tell you what the DC is. Let's get you rolling.
Now, for this system, is that a D20 or is that a D100?
This is a D100. Don't worry about stories of perception, because no one has a story about perceiving things.
I once perceived something very interesting.
With this, are we adding anything onto this roll?
You can add on.
Would it be a perception stat or doubled or something like that?
You can call it your... Yeah, you do have perception stat. So you add that to your roll, and you try to roll underneath your total.
Oh.
So if you rolled a 30 and the DC was 20, then you fail.
I got an 85 with a perception 6, so I'm guessing that's like a 79.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to play real dummy. I rolled a 92, but I've got a perception of 5, so I don't know what that will mean.
Okay. That's fine. Basically, you don't want to roll a 95 to 100. That is very,
Ever.
very bad.
Yeah, the higher, the worse.
So I'd say you subtract your perception from your roll. So that'll give
87.
87.
Yeah, that's fine.
I rolled a 37, and my perception is 8, so I'm at 29.
Very nice. McRib, what was your roll?
So I rolled a 20, and my perception is 10.
Nice.
She can see the
Very
future.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm busy talking to a blank wall.
Staring intently at it.
Yeah, honestly, Rob, you don't notice straight away. You're busy telling the wall all about what you hope to find in terms of usable old tech, without realizing the other three have just kept on walking and left you behind. DB, you don't really notice anything untoward. You do notice that Aussie Rob has stopped, so you go back and get him at least.
Thanks.
McRib
We
and
are a
Jug.
highly capable team of elite explorers.
May as well be Scooby Doo in the gang.
Yeah.
Jugs, your contact juggling days, I have
Oh,
seen
no.
you hear a lot of different sounds. And you hear it's very far away, admittedly, but sort of metallic clanging. You're not sure what it is, but it seems to be coming from one of the many tunnels that cut off from the main one you're going down. McRib, you know the sound of a campfire stove when you hear one, and you can hear that sort of sound of a burner, and you get a waft of some dehydrated rations that are cooking. It's enough to pique your curiosity as a wasteland culinary connoisseur.
Can I tell what direction it's coming from?
From what you can tell, it's not going off any of the subtunnels. It's in the main tunnel, around about a 500 meters or so ahead. It's a bit too dark to see, but you can certainly hear what's going on.
I will relay that information to the rest of my team.
Okay. Jugs, are you doing anything with your information? Or
My
keeping it-
beard is really wanting me to go down this side tunnel toward the clanging noise, but I don't trust it right now. And I'm a little scared here in the dark, so I like the sound of McRibs. I'm like, guys, if there's food down there, that sounds better than going down one of these dark passages. And you shut up.
You just hear a faint.
And yeah, it's probably horrifying, but again, I'm dumb, so it's just to me, it's just an annoying voice.
So the three of you see Jugs tell his beard to shut up, and you can't hear the voices, so you just think it's Jugs being Jugs.
Something's
A
wrong with
crazy guy.
Jugs.
So McRib informed you that she has heard something up ahead. What would the four of you like to do?
I think
we
we
need
should.
to get stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would take Jugs by the hand. He's looking a little bit nervous.
I snap
And
out
I
of it.
think we should creep together towards the danger.
Yeah.
Tom, can anybody else hear my beard whispering? I guess that's okay. So when it whispers on its own, that's just between me and it. God, that reminds me of a character in a book I wrote. Anyways,
We're going to plug books at the end, don't
no,
worry.
sorry, I wasn't going there.
I've got them here.
You can throw in any subliminal references to.
I'm sorry. Done. That was vastly out of character. Jug can't write, so never learned. He can read, but he can't write.
What's this giant goat guy doing down here?
No, you did that.
Yeah.
Okay, the four of you start walking a little bit more carefully and a little bit more quietly. DB, since you're the only one with stealth, do you want to take the lead for everyone? And
Yeah. Okay then.
I go, DB, sniff up ahead, see what's going on.
Yeah, I will certainly be sniffing as I creep.
if you want to do a nasal perception check as well, or instead of, you're more than welcome.
By the way, I forgot my equipment includes a golf club. I don't remember exactly why. It just does, and so I'm gripping it as usual. I'm gripping my golf club.
I'd also like to just quickly and stealthily take a swig from the hip flask, which is attached to my belt.
Nice. So my nasal perception is slightly lower than my stealth. So can I sneak with a bonus for nasal perception?
Sure. What is your nasal perception? What is your stealth?
Stealth 48. Perception 35.
35. I'll let you call this a 45. There's your
Okay.
bonus.
Oh. 05.
Ooh, critical.
A critical
That's my first
success.
roll since we began this adventure.
Very good. You've come a long way from falling out of a moving vehicle at speed. The three of you watch as DB's nose sort of picks up, and he starts following like a bloodhound, snaking this way and that. And you move as quickly and silently as you can to keep up with him. DB, you are smelling something fascinating. I mean, you've been impressed by McRib's cooking, but something new. And your nasal perception is so amplified by these claustrophobic underground railway tunnels that you can smell it's apples and custard. Someone seems to be making a very, very lovely smelling dessert down here. You move silently as you're doing this, and soon enough you see the source of the noise, of the aromas. Bathed in an orange pool of light is a woman. She has her back to all of you, and she's hunched over a little camping cook fire stove, and bubbling away is a sort of sheet metal small traveling pan. She's a sort of bordering on elderly lady. She's wearing like a khaki coloured beanie hat. She's got long brown and grey streaky hair flowing down from it, and she's wearing a brown leather jacket. You can't see her face, and as far as the four of you can tell, she hasn't noticed you approaching.
No signs of anybody else around.
No.
At a glance, does the dish she's preparing match the smell that I'd imagine we're all now able to smell?
Yeah. Smells very sweet. It appears that she's cooking some, like the preppers rations. You get a bag, open it, rehydrate it, and then cook it on a stove. It seems like she's cooking one of them.
Okay.
Can I see any of the ingredients, or is it all dried rations?
You don't see any ingredients dotted around. You just see a few ripped up pieces of packaging. You squint your eyes and you can kind of just make out that they seem to be old military rations, if anything.
Are we at such a distance that we can communicate to each other potentially without hearing her if she's just if she's what she looks like?
If you whisper, yes.
Guys, that food smells good.
Yeah. And there's no body parts.
That we know of.
Question: how sentient is Nugget?
I'd say Nugget is fairly sentient if you can detach it from your face at will and have it fight along your side. Yeah.
I bet it's about to do some recon, isn't it?
You can command Nugget as you would like a small.
Send in the beard.
I would like to send a Nugget, if I may, to try and retrieve one of the packets that look like they may be some sort of military rations. And I will instruct Nuggets that if they are spotted, they are to play dead and make themselves look like roadkill.
Ah, okay.
I
This will
think
be our
Nuggets-
first skill story. This sounds like animal handling. So, your best animal handling related story, please, Holly.
Oh, okay. So I'm quite an animal person. So I have one dog, two cats, all of which are completely useless and have had zero training. So I won't tell any stories about them. I went on a camel safari in the Sahara many years ago, and it was one of these tourists set up things where you got a guide and you go into the Sahara. We kind of trekked for a couple of hours. We stayed at a hotel in the desert, and then the next day we came back. And this wasn't me, but one of the women on the tour, her camel decided to abscond across the Sahara with her. So we ended up having to wait for like a half hour to an hour while they got this rogue camel under control. So, I mean, that's not a story about me, but I did observe it. So I feel like I could have absorbed some skills from seeing that.
Yeah.
Your camel did not abscond.
My camel did not abscond. My camel was incredibly well behaved. And I feel like we really bonded.
Ah. Okay.
Immediately has a cooler story than any of us about anything.
Yeah.
I feel like camels and beards are very similar as well.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Whoa.
In terms of domestic quality, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've walked down Guildford High Street many a time and heard people going, "Hey, what's with the camel?
Nice camel."
Let that thing out of here." We'll call it a 55. A 55. I think that's suitable animal handling. So yeah, let's see how well Nugget responds to the task.
So roll under.
Okay.
I think Nugget might be more sentient than Aussie.
Oh, it's going to be close. 48.
Nice.
Well, you set Nugget down, and Nugget scampers away. Would it be a scamper?
I feel like it was a slug.
Yeah. Oh.
Slug. Yeah, like a really eerie, creepy, hairy slug. Like.
Yeah. We get plenty of hairy
Yeah,
caterpillars. Like one of the
Like
caterpillars.
You guys see like the sea? Is it the sea cucumbers?
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, just less moist, I hope.
Less able to spit out its intestines too, I hope.
Out of a certain orifice.
I really hope Nugget doesn't get its intestines all over the ladies' rations. That would be awkward.
That's how
Nugget doesn't. Nugget manages to also stealthily approach one of the packets, and the packet disappears as this detached beard goes on top. There's a little upturn of dust, a dust cloud all around. And then it slugs its way back to you, McRib.
Cool. Yeah.
Two sort of strands of beard hair sort of lift up and go.
a jumping spider.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess just examine the packets, or if there's somebody in the team who is more au fait with these things, have a look at it.
Military rations, I would not be.
No.
It's a. I mean, Nuggets found one that has been opened. This is a standard military ration pack, and on it is written in that sort of military typeface, apple and custard, with a series of random numbers underneath. And it's a sort of olive green khaki coloured ration pack. Nothing really else jumps out at you other than it seems to be this exact same packet is littered all around. So whoever this person is, they've been here for some time, and this appears to be the only thing that they cook for themselves.
Let me ask you this: how hungry are we? Are we like prepared for this journey we're on, and or are we like I don't know?
I'd like to think that McRib offered you some of the lunch that she was cooking before you all went in, but whether
so we're not desperate
is up to you guys.
Yeah, I'll cater for the party.
We appreciate it.
I think Jugs generally makes a very innocent greeting to strangers.
My beard wants me to talk to her anyways, actually begging me to go put my hands on her. I'm not going to put my hands on her, but I don't mind creeping out a little and going, "Hi, your dinner smells good." And I'll creep away from the others. I'll be solo. I'm gonna like I'll just kind of creep over a little bit to where when she looks, she only sees me.
Are you still carrying your golf club as you do this?
Yeah, but I'm holding it such that I'm pretending like I'm actually practicing for the next time I go golfing, so as to lower her guard, so she won't think I'm coming in to attack.
So she turns around and Jugs is there practicing his swing.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there in this cave, in this black cave after the end of the world.
She turns around and looks at you over her shoulder, and her eyebrow raises. He just says, "Okay. Hi."
I'm going to say, may I join you?
Yes. All right. Don't come too close with the golf club, otherwise we may have a misunderstanding.
Oh, it's harmless. I'll put it. I'll tuck it in my pack. Show my hands, and I'll go opposite the fire, I guess.
She gestures behind where you were standing. And your friends, are they going to come too, or are they going to hang back?
I don't have any friends, is what I say, and I go like, I don't know anybody. Is what.
She just points at the three people who are standing watching. Them?
I don't know them.
What do the three of you do? There is a tactical lady staring at you and looking back at Jugs.
Well,
Yeah, well, I'll join them.
yeah. I think we'll amble on over.
Mine.
I'll join, but I'd like to stay sort of on the periphery a little bit. Just hold back a bit because I'm quite frankly offended by this basic bitch cooking.
I want no part of it.
Yeah. Okay. McRib, you keep a safe distance to stop yourself from wasting any of your spices on this basic bitch cooking. The rest of you approach a bit nearer. You get a better look at the lady. You place her around in the sort of very early 70s. She looks really good, like very healthy looking, very fit. Clearly someone who has been spending her apocalypse being very busy, very active. Now that she's facing you, you see she's wearing a black t-shirt. On it there is Greedo from Star Wars, dead on the desk in Mos Eisley, and the word "hand shot first" above it. She gestures to a campfire stove. She says, "I'm only cooking for one, but if any of you are hungry, you're welcome to sit down and share a meal with me. Where are you all coming from?"
We wander.
Don't we all?
Aussie Rob just points back over the way you came.
Is this not your permanent home then?
I've been down here a while. Tell me, you wouldn't happen to be down in the Iron Jungle looking for something, would you?
We never really stopped looking for something.
Always looking.
Reason I ask is, see, I'm a scavenger. I travel from place to place and I look for things that I find interesting. And down here in the Iron Jungle is something I find very interesting. Wondering if any of you have heard anything on your travels.
We've heard that there's a place that's not being picked clean yet. What have you heard?
None of you know what's down here, do you? Interesting.
I'm going to ask her. I'm going to say, what did I call it? Is it the golden juggling pin?
Sure, it's the golden juggling pin.
Told you, stupid.
I would make the four of you a little offer. See, I'm just one lady on her own down here. My name's Andrea, by the way. Nice to meet you.
I'm Jugs.
Jugs.
Aussie Rob.
Not Rib.
DB.
Nice to meet all of you. Rumors around, right about the time everything went to shit, was the military moved goods through these network of tunnels. Now they'd use these heavily armored military trains. And my sources tell me one of those trains crashed right in the heart of the Iron Jungle. And on that train was military tech that could change the face of the wasteland. I lack the firepower, the manpower to get there myself in one piece and get out again. But with 5 of us, we have a chance. And here's the deal. I get what's inside the train. You can all keep any weapons, any ammo, any supplies that we find along the way. What do you say?
I'm in.
Yep. Sign me up.
Oh. Ozzy's out.
He's out.
Oh. Had a camera situation. He'll be back.
Situation. That'd be a very good, canonical thing. Aussie Rob just walks into the dark. Mate. I'm good.
I'm back.
Back again.
We thought Aussie Rob just stormed off stoically.
Oh yeah, we were invited to go raid the Iron. What is it? Iron Jungle.
Oh yeah, help. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah, me too.
So what do you think you'll be able to do anything with the military tech?
Yes. What I'm going to do with it is none of your concern. I just need your help getting it.
How old is this person? Looking at them.
You'd say she's early 70s.
Okay. I'm down to do this, but I am making no secret of the fact that I do not trust this person. I trust no one at the age of 70 who is surviving solo in a situation like this.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't so dumb. Things would leap out at me. Like the fact that she's 70 and alive and doing well and alone.
Is Mukrib saying this out loud or keeping it to herself?
Keeping it to myself, but kind of not physically trying to hide it. So there's a little bit of eyeballing going on, and then just every time I take a swig from the flask, it's like the side eye is going.
I mean, Andrea eyes you right back, but she does not say anything further. She finishes her meal pretty quickly at this point, and then she packs up the camp stove into her backpack beside her and shifts it up onto her shoulders. Well, there's no time like the present. If the 4 of you are ready, why don't we head deeper?
Do you know where to go?
I think I know the general direction that we should be heading. But if any of you thought to bring in a map of this place, that would be very useful. Didn't think so. We're going that way. She points to one of the subtunnels to the 11. McRib, she eyes you. Why don't you go first?
I am going to. Which way do I want to play this? I'm going to go up ahead, but I would like to attempt to use my shit. I can't think what I'm going to do now. Basically, I'm trying to like back up into the wall, so I'm kind of wall crawling, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to use some honey or caramel as a sort of Spider-Man style adhesive to try and get up the wall a little bit.
He just starts spiking. I'm going to allow this. I'm going to make a roll for this. This is too cool. So you all watch, including a very dumbfounded Andrea, as McRib smears honey and treacle all over her limbs. There's a spider climbing along the tunnel wall. You make your way in this alarming procession for some time through a very narrow service tunnel. It jinks this way and that way, and each time you come to a junction, Andrea simply goes that way or that way. This happens 5 or 6 times. And Jugs, the metal clanging you heard earlier and the whispering in your beard are both getting louder and louder and louder.
I couldn't tell if my beard was going to be happier or sadder that we're heading down this way. I think it's simply more animated, which makes me a little ill at ease. So I'm probably going to voice something, because tact is not my specialty. I'm going to say, hey, are you sure this? I'm going to stop walking, and I'm going to say, are you sure this is the right way? To Andrea.
She stops and she turns and she puts her hands on her hips. Why do you doubt me? I know where we're going.
I'm going to say, my beard is... my beard needs a name. It doesn't have it yet. I'll come up with... I'm going to say, my beard is a little too excited about this, and that's never a good sign.
Her eyebrow raises again. Your beard is excited.
I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to make it go just in an act that might freak out somebody.
Okay. Thankfully, she's spared from being driven insane by exposure to the beard in full force. Luckily, she's a lady of advancing years. She's been around the block and she's seen some crazy things. So thankfully, this one is too crazy for her. But she still steps back and goes, whoa! Put it away. All right. Okay. Look, I know where we're going because I used to work these tunnels. In the old times before all of this happened, I was an engineer, military engineer. I worked on the train, so I know that there's a train down here, and I know that it's worth us finding. And I think I know exactly where it is.
Can I somehow determine if she's telling me a story? I'm wondering if my beard's capable of doing that.
You could try to do an insight check.
I'll go for
Tell
insight.
us a David List story, or you could leave it to the Cthulhu beard.
Any story that pops to mind is going to be pretty straightforward. That is, I have children ranging from 6 years old to 24 years old, and I've observed them telling the truth and telling lies for a couple of decades now. doesn't feel super. But also, as a kid, I was a huge liar, and I'm a liar by trade because I write stories. So I mean, God, but I'm so dumb as a character. I'm dumb as a character, but that doesn't mean that I can't perceive if she's being dishonest. So I'm gonna try to use my insight, my inbred insight.
You're a dad of 24 years. That's a long time. I'm a dad of 3 years, and I feel like my insight is pretty damn good. So I may be biased, but I'll give you a
little edge.
A 50. We'll call it down the middle. Make it interesting.
38.
Nice. So what are you trying to perceive?
I guess I want to see, because of my lower intelligence, I can't necessarily determine finer points of which part is she lying about, but I can determine maybe emotional intent. Is this a trick? Is she being tricksy, or is she not a threat?
Okay. You don't think she's a threat. You generally believe that she is what she claims to be, a former military engineer. What is making Jugs feel a little bit ill at ease is what she's not telling you. And what Jugs feels she's not telling is why she needs 4 of you accompanying her when she knows exactly where this train is meant to be.
Okay, I'm going to say, if you know the way, the only difference between you and us, among other things, is this golf club. Are you going to ask me to hit something with this golf club?
You may need to hit something with that golf club. Yes.
Guys, I don't know how I feel about this. And you shut up.
I have a plan. I've got my trusty lint roller as backup to your golf club, Jugs. I've got your back.
Jugs feels safer, not just because of that, but also because somebody at his similar intelligence level is nearby. That makes him very happy.
And you'll look very clean once I get all the lint off your back. So.
I'm feeling pretty messy, so that's a good one.
Can I don't know if I'll be allowed to do this because it's kind of retroactive, but can we say that as we've been going along, I have a little pouch of, the little pink packets with like Sweetex in them. I would like to be just every so often sticking them to the wall to leave like a little trail.
Little Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Yep, sure. Yeah, we can wreck on that. That's fine. DB, what are you making of this situation?
I'm going to ask how many things are we expected to be hitting in the near future?
Yeah, and how big are they?
And how many teeth have they got?
How many teeth do they have?
Let's put it this way. The 4 of you came here looking for what's hidden in the Iron Jungle, and you're not the only people who have heard about what's down here. So we might run into other adventurers or scavengers who are looking for the train as well.
It's that appealing.
Oh yeah.
Guys, for somebody who just ate, she seems really hungry to me.
Yeah. She keeps licking her lips, which is a bit off-putting.
I'd act out licking my lips right now, but you wouldn't be able to see it. So And Andrea starts moving back in the direction y'all were going in. And she calls over her shoulder, "Come on, quickly. The train's not waiting. If someone else finds it."
I'm going to reassure everybody and tell them, guys, don't worry. My beard can handle them if it's just people. Obviously, whether that's a reliable narrator or not, I'll let you guys be the judge of that.
When she said the train's not waiting, are we talking about the fact that this is a train that is actually going to be moving on? So we've got like a time limit. Is that, or is she just using it as a turn of phrase?
Ask her if it was a joke.
I think it's more about whether somebody else gets to it first.
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines that she wants what's in the train, but she said nothing about wanting the train, if I'm following right. So we could essentially end this with the train, which would be pretty useful.
Yeah,
She did say we could keep whatever.
She hasn't really clarified the status of the train. Just the train's not going to be waiting.
Okay.
I will knock an arrow to my bow and keep going.
I'm holding the old the trusty.
The service.
She's still on the wall.
It sounds quite a climbing. Amazing.
The Caramel Highway.
Yeah, so the Caramel Highway service tunnel goes on for about another half an hour. But you come to a point where service tunnel stops. And the floor just drops away. You're looking down over a vast, almost train graveyard. There's like tens of different tracks all running in different directions. There's a point in the middle or the turntable where a train can go on, turn around, go on a different route. There's 20 or so just wrecked trains in various states of disrepair. Some are completely totaled, others look more or less intact, or some are just derailed. DB, your passive nasal perception starts picking something up. And whereas before you smelt normal underground railroad smells, like faint smell of ozone, sort of dust, dirt, that's like static electric smell like you get on the underground, you smell something very foul and unpleasant. You smell rodents, but doesn't smell like your normal ordinary rat. These smell bigger. The rest of you are just looking down at this train graveyard, and Andrea starts descending the ladder, the iron ladder, and starts heading down towards it. And this is a good, like, I'd say 20 feet up.
Yeah, I will explain. I can smell big creatures. McRib, have you got a little tiny bit of sample of food we could throw down and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I am at all times carrying at least 5 different types of meat. So I will provide for DB a small sliver of what looks like chicken, but probably isn't.
Okay. DB, what are you going to do with this that looks like chicken but probably isn't?
Is there no light down there at all?
Nothing except emergency lighting. So you can't see everything too clearly, but there's enough sort of, flickering luminescent lights where you can see the trains in question, the tracks, and this sort of general cavernous room you find yourselves in.
DB, my beard said, throw it over there under that light.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, throw it to the most illuminated spot and see if it gets overrun with the nasties.
Okay. So you hoy the scrap that McRib's given you. Are you throwing it in anywhere particular, or just throwing it down?
Just into a nice lit bit so I can observe where it lands and what happens.
Okay. It lands in a small circle of light coming from a broken down train car. And for a moment there's stillness until this humanoid but brown furry hand appears from the train and goes.
Oh dear.
Jugs, your Cthulhu beard at this point is going.
By the way, I named it Howard Phillip.
Howard Phillip is muttering the Lovecraftian jargon at this stage.
Does Andrea see this this happen, or is she just busy?
Andrea is still climbing down the ladder, so her back is to the entire scene, but the four of you, so Ozzy, Rob, Jugs, DB, and McRib, you will see this.
I call out to her and I say, I think something's down there.
Andrea winces as you say that, and around the whole train graveyard, you just hear the echo of down there, down there, down there. And that
I yell at my beard, stop copying me.
copying me, copying me, copying me.
I get in a fight with my beard. Let me roll initiative. I'm kidding.
That clashing metal sound you heard a while back.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That starts getting real loud. And all of you start hearing shouts and train whistles and the click-clack of locomotives getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And they soon start getting too loud to really accurately count. And they appear to be coming from every available tunnel that feeds in to the train graveyard.
I would like to immediately drop down and roll army style beneath one of the disused trains.
Nice.
Like get him a little cover spot.
Okay, you're going to have to roll for that one. You can just call that a dexterity check.
This is a 100 again.
Yeah. Minus your dex.
Okay. 80.
Remember where I said it was like 15, 20 feet up? Yeah. You just drop and your ankle goes bam. And it hurts real bad. You can take 1 point of damage for that McRib. DB, Jugs, Ozzy, Rob, you've all watched McRib just go woo splat. Andrea,
Is there some kind of... Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Andrea's just going shit. She slides down the rest of the ladder and then she starts running through the graveyard, completely disregarding the four of you at this stage.
Can I use my beard whip around the top rung of the ladder to descend quickly?
Yes, you can. You use your beard whip, and rather than just do a leap of faith a la McRib, you sort of use your beard as an abseiling device. So you control your descent by kicking off and kicking off and kicking off until you're at the bottom. And then you sort of untie your hair when you're at the bottom, safe and sound. Ozzy, Rob, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm wondering if I can bring my beard into play. Whilst I can slow time down, can I affect gravity?
You could try and slow time down and well, no, that wouldn't really help her. You could try and rewind time.
Yeah. Okay.
McRib.
So let's see if I can flip McRib back up to
I'm
where we are.
gonna say time runs off of your perception. So make a perception check.
Okay. So
So when you personally perceive time.
okay. So what,
This is getting quantum.
We have hit another dimension.
we hit another dimension. Okay. So what do I need to roll
Core
for
dimension.
that then? Sorry, what do I need to roll for to get my? I've got my perception, but
You roll a D100 and then you minus your perception stat.
okay, that I've got a 49.
Okay. Is that with minus perception or?
Oh, sorry, no, big fun, 51. Big fun, yeah. Sorry, that's minus the perception. Yeah.
51. Okay. You don't manage to rewind time fully to stop McRib. Well, basically, you don't get McRib all the way back to the top, but
We're halfway and drop her again.
your beard just glows with this silver light. And McRib, you start going backwards. Your ankle resets itself. You go up 3 feet, and then the effects of time go back to normal, and then you drop to the floor. Only this time, you are able to roll and then continue away onto the train. So, McRib, nothing's happened at all. You can have your 1 point of HP back.
Hey.
Aussie Rob, you're just looking over the scene thinking, fair dinkum.
Yeah.
I'm up here with Aussie Rob, right?
Yeah.
I'm feeling prone to stay up here. My beard has finally convinced me it wants the best vantage point. And I'm listening to it.
Got you. Okay. I'm going to ask everyone to let me know their dexterity and what weapon they have.
So I'm getting my axe out, and my dexterity is 7.
So 7.
I've only got a dexterity of 3 because I'm old and I haven't limbered up.
You need to get stretching.
Yeah.
He starts stretching.
Hey.
My dex is 10, just because I'm a juggler, so obviously.
So
Shitty
DB,
juggler.
you're on a 9 for your dex with your axe.
Yeah.
Charlie, Aussie Rob, what's his weapon?
I hope it's more than a lint roller.
Is it the lint roller?
Is the lint roller.
The iron lint roller.
Say it's at least it's metal, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. The iron lint roller.
A 5-pound lint roller. It's a workout. You'll be sweating by the time you're clean.
McRib, you've got the kill it skillet.
Kill it, skillet.
I do, but I would like to, for now, leave that as it is. I would like to take 2 of the herb and spice pots from the bandoliers, grenade style, and just hold them ready.
Okay. And what's your dex?
6.
6. So it's fine. Do we call that a missile weapon? If they're grenades?
I guess if it's thrown, it's a missile. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Jugs, what's your deck?
10. And I got the 1d8 plus dex is my golf club, apparently.
Nice. So Jugs is going first. Amazing. You're quick.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
I'm telling you, jugglers.
Okay. So, Jugs, you're going first. You can hear the sound of what sounds like trains approaching, but you're tuned into this clanging. And was it Howard Phillip?
Mm-hmm.
Howard Phillip has been whispering all along, and you can almost picture them. They're not quite trains. They're these strangely thrown together, like chop shop style train carriages. You know, like those ones you pull along like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like jerry-rigged versions of those with motors. You can tune into about 8 of these all approaching from different directions. What does Jugs do?
My beard convinces me to face the direction. I was going to say if I can see where is the most coming from, but you said they're coming from every direction. Okay, I'm going to, since I feel like I may have the high ground, I may be wrong about that. I want to focus on whatever direction is closest to my companions that are at ground level. And if I can attempt to, on purpose, aim a psychic blast at them from Howard Phillip.
So an eldritch
attack.
Eldritch
beard
Howard Phillip.
Eldritch
To
beard
go
blast.
Nice. Yeah, sure. So nearest you can gauge is to the east. So as you drop down the ladder to your right, and obviously the nearest area is McRib. You aim your psychic blast. What the hell are you going to roll for that?
I hope it's not intelligence.
You can't even tell a personal anecdote for that. Let's just call that a. Call
I'm trying
it
to think
power.
if I've ever done a
Power,
psychic
yeah.
attack on anybody.
Yeah, power, spirit.
Power's a good one, and I'm shit at power.
But I would have asked intelligence and thought,
Say that again. Your audio got funny.
I was going to say I was going to make you roll intelligence for that, but I've changed my mind.
Yeah, power. I'm not much better at the power. So okay, that's D100.
Yeah.
What the hell? So I'm rolling 2 D10s. One has 2 digits. Tell me what I just rolled. Oh, it might be a 19. It's a 19. 19 minus 4. I thought it was like 100. I thought I rolled a 100. So I'm at 15.
Okay.
Nice.
You don't see anything happen because you're firing this down a tunnel. You obviously can't see down the tunnel from your vantage point, but you can just feel in the core of your mind Howard Phillips cackling laughter. Like,
He's happy, isn't he?
And an incredibly overwhelming sense of existential dread within your very core that follows. But you stop hearing the clanking coming from that tunnel. McRib, you just get the sense something very, very horrible and wrong has just happened in the universe.
Okay. What can I currently see from my vantage points?
You are backed up against the corpse of a train, the wreck of a train.
But not stuck to it with treacle sauce or syrup.
Thankfully, yes, you didn't back all the way. Oh, crap. If you look to your left, you just see a series of tentacles, dark tentacles waving at the entrance of this tunnel, and you can hear very far away screams that are just flickering in and out of reality. And you decide to stop looking that way. And in your field of vision, because you're on a train track and there's trains all along behind you, you can just see directly to the other tunnel. So this would be the west. So as you were going down the ladder, that would be to Jugs and Aussie Rob's left. You can actually see one of these jerry-rigged train cars coming towards you, and you can see what's piloting them. 4 human size but rat-like humanoids, and they're all wearing either cut-off denim vests with patches or black leather jackets. Most of them have aviator sunglasses. All of them appear to be carrying either AK-47s or spiked baseball bats.
As this car is moving, does it appear to be sending out, like, when you see the sparks come off the wheels? Can I see like sparks at all?
Yep.
Okay.
It's such a like crappily put together. It's impressive in a way, like how shabby it is that it's still going. So there's a lot of sparks and black smoke kicking out in all directions. So yeah, particularly around where the wheels are and where they've put extra, engines and torque and the rest of it.
Okay. I would like to attempt to flower bomb the wheels of the carts to try and throw it off track.
Nice. Would everyone be in agreement that we need to hear Holly Tinsley tell us a flower bombing or such like story?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, there was this time that I flower bombed it. No, I'm joking. I don't think I've ever flower bombed anywhere. I have thrown a bomb of flour for comedy purposes at people before. So if you fill a balloon with flour, much like you would a water balloon, and throw it from either a great height or a great distance, it is quite effective.
Awesome.
So,
Wow.
that's probably as good as it's going to get, I think. I don't have that much experience with bombs, sadly.
Sadly.
Yeah.
More than me.
It's good enough to get you from this range, 45 for that one.
Okay. It's going to be a 27.
Nice.
Oh, nice. What spice are you lobbing?
So it's a little like pouch of flour, which is
Okay, got you. Yeah, you flower bomb the jerry-rigged sort of rail card, and I suppose all of the rest of you guys watching, you can't see what McRib is throwing a little jar of flour at. All you see is just this explosion, like.
I had no idea flour was explosive. I'm sorry. Please proceed.
You remember Bomberman? Like you put a bomb and then you just get that whole column and it goes until it hits it. That basically happens in the train tunnel, like. And a load of screaming rat-like people you see come into view from the tunnel are just running around on fire, like their fur is singeing and their skin's like melting off, like. Argh! And McRib, you just sort of nod very happily to yourself at the carnage you've wrecked.
Is that
Nice.
potentially
DB?
Sorry.
You've seen all these rats coming past you. They're now dropping around your feet and writhing as they die horribly on the floor, thanks to McRib. What are you going to do?
Is there any AK-47s close to hand while they're screaming on the floor?
Yeah, there's. I mean, one of them's melting at this point, but there's one that looks usable. You're more than welcome to grab it.
Pick that up, yeah. And do we know which tunnel Andrea went into?
No, you didn't really see her go into a tunnel. It looked like she was heading towards one of the trains further in.
Question: How good does the burnt rat smell, considering we were quite hungry when we started? And technically, McRib has marinated them with her flour.
You know when you walk past a McDonald's and you haven't had one for a while, and you think, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind." That's kind of what Aussie Rob is feeling right now.
Yeah, I'm mouth starting to water a bit.
DB, you've picked up an AK-47. You're sort of scanning around for Andrea, and you see a flash of that jacket and the beanie she wears going inside what actually looks to be a pretty hefty looking train. And you do kind of have an inkling that might be the price she's going for.
Okay, I will leg it in after, hoping people can see where I'm running to.
Got you. All right. We'll call out your action because you are moving quite some distance. So there are 6 other tunnels, and Aussie, Robin, Jugs, you have the best view of this because you're still up top. You see these train carts come through the tunnel, and each one is just full of these rat creatures, and they're all armed. The AKs, the baseball bats, knives, knuckle dusters. They're all dressed with the same sort of denim jackets and leather jackets and aviators. Pretty much all of them spot you at the same time, and given they can't see anyone else, they're all gonna raise their AKs and they're gonna have a shot at the 2 of you. Okay. So in combat, you have 2 actions. One is to attack, one is to defend or to parry. If either of you guys want to try and use your sort of dodge ability, I would strongly advise you do that right about now.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop flat on the roof of this train that I'm on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hide behind Jugs.
Very wise decision. Okay. Can you both roll for me? And you're both rolling a normal dexterity, please. So roll and subtract your dex score.
Okay. So which dice do I need for that? 100 again?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
Me too.
Oh, I don't know. I think if low scores are good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You say yours.
Well, I rolled a 6 less than my 3, so that's a 3.
Dang, critical success.
Wow.
I rolled a 79 minus 10. I rolled a 69. So I guess that is how I fall on Aussie Rob. Kidding.
There's a mental image.
Yeah. Because you got the crit success, I'm going to allow you to describe what happens here, because you did mention Matrix dodge earlier.
Yeah, so what I think I'll do is with my shimmering powerful beard, I'm going to slow time down, and as those AK-47 bullets are flying through, I'm going to gently, hopefully just push Jugs out of the way, and then sort of poetically dodge bullets, which belies the fact that before I became a bushranger, I was actually a ballroom dancer, and I'm calling on those past skills to pirouette and duck behind those bullets and hopefully survive the hail of lead that's come our way.
I go, what the hell?
Jugs, I'm afraid you do take some damage before Aussie Rob heroically pulls you out of the way. You take 6 points of damage as you do get caught or winged by a few of the bullets, because there are 6 tunnels worth of rats shooting at you.
Good grief.
Okay. Right after they've all fired off at these 2, they all jump down off their train cars and they all start swarming over the train graveyard. And there's a lot of these guys. There's like a good 30 or so that are all now swarming and climbing and scurrying under the trains, mainly towards Jugs and Aussie Rob, to be honest. Aussie Rob, you still have a go. You've used a dodge, but you can still attack or move or do something else. What does Aussie Rob do?
I think I'm going to go all out. Let's attack. Let's go with the iron lint roller, gladiator style. Bring it on.
A freaking cudgel.
Yeah.
So
I need to roll for that, I guess.
You just need to roll a weapon skill. Now, I'm keen to know, Charlie, what's your best weapon story?
Can it involve a lint roller?
Bonus points.
It could.
A lint roller.
The best weapon story. Well, it's not a story, not a weapon that I necessarily used myself, but back when I was at school, when I was back at school, we had to do army cadets as part of the like a mandatory sort of thing at school. So you did some rest training. Every year there was a big camp up in the bush for four days or whatever it is, and you slept under. Didn't even have a proper tent. You just had like a tarpaulin that you slept under, and sort of old style that. And then remember one night we were sitting there around the campfire, and it was on an active army base. So as we're sitting there, I don't know, probably 15, 16-year-olds, 5 of these, I don't know if they're special forces, but they were proper army guys, literally came out of the night armed to the teeth with various machine guns, and you had that sort of moment getting up close to something like that. So that sort of left a lasting impression on me. 30 years later, I still remember it quite vividly. So, but yeah, wasn't on the receiving end, thankfully. They just said hi and kept going. So
now you're just running around the apocalypse with a lint roller.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll give you a 55 for that one.
Thank you.
So roll under 55, and we'll see the damage you do with a lint roller.
I rolled an 82.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
So Aussie Rob, you're finding yourself on top of a train carriage, and these rat men are scrabbling up to try and get at you. And you're trying to play whack-a-mole, but with an iron lint roller.
Yeah.
You're not doing any damage, but you are sort of annoying these rats sufficiently that it's difficult for them to get up to the top and to get at you. So each time you see a furry face, it's wham! So you're fending them off, but you're not doing any damage. You are also pissing them off. Jokes, it's your turn.
I am tempted to spam this overpowered Howard Phillips that I have. I may just, 30 of them. So they're scrambling up the car. Would you say we're surrounded or about to be?
You are very close to being surrounded, you and Aussie Rob. You can see they're sort of circling around towards where McRib is standing as well at this stage. And DB, you've seen him run towards the middle of the graveyard.
Having just seen McRib's fiery assault, I am convinced of her aptitude. I'm not feeling obligated to defend her. Not only that, I feel like from that direction, maybe I'll get help if she were to come out, and assist. That said, gosh, do I crack him with my golf? I'm going to try to knock one off. I'm going to try to at least knock one off.
Sure.
With the idea of knocking them all off one at a time until I die or they go away.
You get 2 actions in combat. You can attack twice if you want to, and then say, fuck it, to defense, or you can attack once, defend twice.
I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna just do 2 attacks. I'm gonna try to crack 2 of them and knock them off the edge of this thing. Sure.
Have we given you like a golf skill or a weapon skill yet? I feel like we did.
Right. I did mention that I've golfed before, but I'm nothing to brag about. But I have swung a golf club technically, but I don't have it written. If we did assign anything, I don't have it. I did not make a note.
We'll call it a 40 for time's sake. So roll under 40.
What do I subtract?
You're just rolling under 40 for a weapon skill.
If I roll a 40 and a 0, is that
fine.
just 40? Okay.
Yeah, that's just 40. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
That's one attack. Roll the other one.
69. I swear I'm not planning this.
Okay. Well, the first one does some damage. You manage to take one of these rats' eyes out. You get like the iron edge, and it goes.
Bang.
Pushes the eye back into the skull. That one goes down screaming. The others, a bit like Aussie Rob, you're wailing on these rats as they're trying to scrabble up to the roof of the train, and you're slowing them down. You're not necessarily hurting them anymore because there's so many. Now you're just wildly swinging about like. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, McRib. You see these guys on top of the train. There's about 6 or 7 rats now coming around the train and barreling straight for you. What does McRib do?
Okay, so there's some coming towards me, and there's also right. Is Jugs and Ozzy still at the top of the ladder?
I think they've jumped down. They're on top of a train at the moment, I believe.
Okay, and they've obviously they're surrounded with them trying to get on top of the train.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to help out my buddies because that's just who I am as a person. I'm going to attempt to throw my other bottle, which is cooking oil, and I'm going to try and hit the side of the train to create like a greasy layer.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's just call that a straight up dexterity check.
Okay. 31.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I have to take my dex off. It's 6 dex. So
Yeah, take your dex off as well, even better. But yeah, you do exactly what you set out to. You lob this jar of cooking oil. It smashes just before like Jugs and Aussie Rob's feet. Oil like starts streaming down, and whereas the rats had a good purchase before, now they're like proper scrabbling. Two of them fall down, hurt themselves quite badly on the floor, and now they're trying to climb over each other to get at those 2 guys. Do you want to take another action, or do you want to keep like a defense action handy?
can I? Because am I still under the train at the moment?
Yeah. You're still like
Okay.
ground level.
I would like to just try and roll out the other side, and I essentially want to try and parkour run my way up onto the top of the next train.
Nice. Yeah. I'll let you do that. So you describe how that happens for us.
So you see me roll out, and as I roll out, I kind of do a 1-leg push up, little run, and then just kind of up the side of a wall and down onto the train. So yeah, very kind of YouTube parkour stuff.
I go,
Nice.
whoa.
DB, you've put all this behind you, and as you're running towards what is the military train, and you see Andrea disappear inside it, you dodge left and right as a few of the rats try and swipe at you. What do you want to do as you approach?
What sort of lighting have we got around this train?
The train is pretty well lit. It's got its own sort of strip lighting. It's kind of like a neon blue. So
But it's not
like
putting the rats out.
No, they don't seem to mind light at all.
And she was inside, or she disappeared inside?
She's just opened up the train and gone inside. I'd say you're about 20 meters away from the train at this point. You are catching up.
I'll bolt after her, hoping that I can find something that will help once we're in there.
Okay. Can you just roll me a power check for that, please?
26 minus 5.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, fine. As you're pelting it towards the door, a larger rat than the rest appears, and just as you try and squeeze past, it puts out its hand and grabs onto the front of your shirt. And it says, "I don't think so."
I'll give him a swipe with the axe.
Go for it. Roll your weapon skill.
63. No.
Oh dear, yeah. This rat is like a foot taller than you are, and you get a good look. It's built pretty well, and as you swing the axe, it just grabs it with the other hand and twists it aside, and it just shakes its head. And it is now the rat's go. So McRib, Aussie Rob, and Jug. Oh, okay. The three of you are actually making a lot of effort pay off. Like the oil side, they've now just abandoned completely. So now they're swarming over each other on the other 3 points of the train. It means that you've each got your own side, and you're still playing whack-a-mole, whack-a-rat, if you will. And they're not really managed to get up on this turn. There's a lot of gnashing of teeth and snarling and claws and scraping, but you're just about holding them off at this point. DB, though, the rat picks you up. Do you want to make a defensive roll?
I've got a higher dex, so I will try and peel my way out of his grip if possible. 03.
But like the number 3, critical success.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, I mean, he rolled a 13, so that is a So the rat, he picks you up and he spins you round and he hurls you at the military train. But as you're flying through the air, whereas you would have just landed face first into this solid bulletproof metal train, you shift your momentum so you land feet first, and then you spring and you use that momentum and kinetic energy to run back at the rat, who is not expecting this, and you essentially turn into a DB ballistic missile. And this rat just, as you're coming towards him, goes, "Oh shit!" And that's before you double punch him in the face, and he just goes cartwheeling backwards. Like,
yeah.
Aussie, it's your go.
Cool. What am I going to do? So, I'm wondering whether, whilst we're fending them off and I'm just playing I've been doing a sterling job with my iron roller so far. Is there any way I'll be able to grab one of the weapons from the rats where they're attacking us, or is that too far away? Yeah.
You can try, they're all scrabbling up and you're currently hitting them with your iron lint roller. You can certainly try and grab one of their weapons.
Okay, well,
are you going for an AK, a bat, or a knife?
Oh, I think we're going to go AK. We want to
go for it.
Go large, yeah.
Yeah, let's just call that a dexterity check or power. Cool. Your choice.
I'll go power, I think.
Sure.
So let me do a roll.
We'll call it a lucky roll.
Lucky roll. Okay, so and that's the 100 again, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you minus your power stat.
Oh, 10.
Did you say 10?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Very nice. You are now holding an AK-47 in your hands. And you still have an action. Would you like to shoot it?
Yes, please. Hell yeah.
Well, you've got your weapon skill.
Yeah.
Go for it. Roll.
Okay. Right. I got 58.
58. Is that a success? What's your weapon again?
Well, good question. I don't know.
I can't remember what it said.
No, I can't remember either. Sorry.
It was a 50, wasn't it? Straight up 50.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So Aussie Rob, he fights the lint roller. He's never necessarily shot an AK-47 before. So I'd imagine you just like you're so surprised you managed to steal one, you just
Yeah.
start pointing, going blam 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 blam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'm just spraying everywhere.
Spray and
Yeah.
pray.
It is spray and pray, so you're not really aiming to hit. You're just spraying and praying. But
Yeah.
you can roll 2d8s for me.
Okay. Now I've got on the app, so let me just see how I can I do one at a time. Cause
You can do one at a time and add them. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 2, and do another one. Okay, so I've got 2 and an 8, so 10 altogether.
Then roll it again.
And a 4 twice again. Yeah, sorry, 4. Hang on, 4
Yep.
and that's 11.
And one more time.
Okay. 7
The gods are generous.
and 8.
I mean, he's literally aiming down with an AK, going bram 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 bram. And McRib, you look over at the scene of Aussie Rob just turning all of these mats into a finely ground meat paste, and it does make you think, I could do something with this. As Aussie Rob, you're just drenched with rat blood, like from head to toe. Like, you remember Scarface? Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
That's you right now. But instead of cocaine, you're covered in blood.
That's probably better for my health. So
Jugs, there's an absolute shootout going on right by you, but there's still rats trying to get up to your side of the train. So what are you going to do?
I'm inspired by him trying to grab a gun, and I'm gonna try to grab a gun too.
Go for it.
I'm using Dex.
Using Dex. Oh, you've got high Dex as well.
Holy moly! 13 minus 10.
Oh, crit success.
Okay.
We're going to call that an automatic hit. So you can roll 3 times 2d8s. So
Okay.
2, 4, 6 d8s.
First roll 6.
And
Second roll, and yes, I'm using roll dice on Google, and I have 2 d8s. Second roll is a 4 and a 5 for a total of 9.
Mhm.
Third roll 7 and 2, also for a total of 9.
okay. Similar to
Look,
what's going on with Rob. Yeah.
I'm painting a nice little picture too, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to describe what's happening, given you're the author of a book called Violence and Vigilance.
I'm seeing like me and Ozzy Rob on top of this, lit up only by the blasts of our guns and just the hands of the damned and disgusting were-rat humanoids reaching toward us. It reminds me of that scene in Constantine where he goes to hell and there's like a mound of bodies that he's trying to escape from, and they're all kind of reaching higher and higher. Meanwhile, again, we're lit up only by mostly by the blast of our guns, like ah.
Just like as if Constantine had twin AKs. In that scene.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. And then McRib, your go.
Is the train that we're on, is that the one that DB is in, or are we on a different one?
You can see it, and Aussie Rob and Jugs are just about clearing a path to it.
Okay. I would like to send. Can I see the rat that DB is currently in combat with?
Yeah, you've just seen him sort of do that Superman double punch and sent it firing backwards. So it's pretty dazed right now. It's alive, confused.
I'm going to give Nuggets an instruction to go and assist DB, and I would like to instruct the beard to try and act as a sort of a blindfold to the rats, so to try and get on the face and like cling on. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's fine. Can you just roll for that? Just call it power.
Okay. That is a 50, take 8, 42.
Yep, fine. A bit like a face hugger. The Nugget scampers across, like hops down the train, slugs its way, and then springs onto the rat's face. This rat's having a bad day. Doesn't know what the hell's going on. Now it's just sort of staggering around like, and it cannot pry nug it off. Are you hopping down and joining DB?
Yes, and I will. I'll unsheath the Killich skillet.
Hell yeah.
Cool. So you hop down, unsheath the Killich skillet. There's a few sort of tag-along rats left over, and you dispatch them quickly on your way. Jugs and Ozzy, now that the tide of rats is cleared enough, you follow them quickly as well. You all make your way inside the train, and it's more or less empty inside, apart from a large crate in the middle, which Andrea is actually standing over. She sees the four of you enter, and she says, "Stay back." She takes a crowbar as she says this. DB, what did you want to do?
Has she not opened the crate then? She's just stood over it.
She's now standing right by it with a crowbar, yeah.
I guess we still don't actually know what she's going to find in there. I'm going to poise ready to beard whip that crowbar out of her hand if I need to.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do
Anyone
anything.
else want to do or say anything?
So she's lost all of my trust. So I'm just gonna aim that gun at her. I don't know if there's any bullets left in it. I'm just gonna aim it at her and say, I may just aim it at her and say no. She said back up. Yeah. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll encouraged by my newfound prowess with an AK-47, I will back Jugs up there and do the same. But confusingly, I might shout maybe. Because I don't really understand the situation. So
I would like to take a swig from the hip flask, and at this point I would like to reach my peak level of caffeination, at which point you just see the slight kind of coffee tweakiness start. So like there's a little twitch in the eye, and I would like to use that extra heightened sense to see if I can see anything on the crate, or like just anything that would give me a sense of what we're about to see.
Okay. Okay. So at this point, the world seems to go very, very still, or almost as if Rob is using his mutant beard power. But for you, you're just moving so much more quickly than everyone else. And as you look at Andrea, the old woman that you saw before starts to flicker and disappear. And as she does so, there's something else behind that visage. It's not human. It's grey. It has large eyes and that sort of classic grey man, alien head shape and long arms and long legs. And Andrea notices the way you're looking at her at this point. And that is when she takes the crowbar and jerks open the crate with it. Does anyone try and stop her?
DB, do you try and stop her?
I don't sort of see that though, do I? I don't know that.
Can I yell out like a warning or like a description of what I'm seeing?
You're moving on a different sort of existential plane to everyone else. You could probably communicate something to Howard Phillips at this state of caffeination.
Okay, I sense the danger. I pull the trigger. I'm just going to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
The beard convinces me.
Okay. Roll your weapon skill.
Now I don't know about. So is that a firearm weapon, or should I just go straight up
I'd
D100?
say, yeah, let's call this a straight up dexterity. And minus bonus.
95 minus 10, 85.
You just sort of wild spray, and the rest of you notice all of the bullets which would hit Andrea, they don't hit her, they just stop and then fall to the floor. All the others that miss her just go past and thud into the wall. She opens up the crate and reaches inside it, and you see her put an item on her wrist, and then she takes a gun out of the crate, and this gun is like one of those retro futuristic laser guns. It's all like disc and spherical in design, and this thing is glowing with like a sort of luminescent green light. She taps her wrist, and then she disappears from view. Outside of the train, you hear this roaring sound. And then with a few moments, almost as soon as that roaring sound started, there's then deathly silence. You don't hear any trains. You don't hear the scrabbling of the rats. And you don't hear the muffled cries of the head rat. You do see Nugget sort of sheepishly crawl into the train and just returns to McRib's face and then just shivers.
Does he shrug? Like,
it's more like quaking with fear. Like, what the fuck did I just see? But unfortunately, I'm a beard with no means of communicating other than. The four of you.
In the grey?
Yeah, what the four of you would. What would the four of you like to do in this situation?
my beard is going to. Philip is going to Howard Phillip is going to report to me if she's gone invisible, or if she's and is still standing there, or is she just gone to a different plane. Is that a thing he can observe for me?
You consult with Howard Phillip, the Cthulhu Goatee, and Howard Phillip doesn't say anything. For a few blissful moments, you're just jugs, and there is silence.
When I need you the most.
Could I perhaps use the spare dust from my epic lint roller to fling towards her to see if, as if if she was invisible, at least there would be
Nice.
sort of outlined.
You fling the lint dust through the room, and this cloud of particles just fills the air and sleepily starts flickering towards the floor.
Okay, so
And
looks like
there
she's
is-
gone.
There's a faint green light that appears in the particles, and it's in the shape of Andrea, but a holographic version. It's shimmering and shifting as the particles move. But she does speak to all of you, and she says, "My friends, I must thank you, and my apologies for the deception. But as you could probably tell, I am not actually of this world. But now we reach the train. I'm finally free again. I wish you all the best in the remnants of this world, and I wish I could do more for you. But know that you've made a friend today."
That's
And with
good.
that, the holograph disappears. The four of you go outside. You don't know what happened exactly, but there's not a single rat left over. All of their weapons are left behind. So you each have your fill. There's a lot of tasty, the minced up rat pieces that Aussie Rob and Jugs have conjured up are still there for McRib to gather up. So
Hey,
she's
meat
still
is
got
meat.
Yeah.
Old world tech. Well, you've now got an AK-47, Aussie Rob. Jugs, you got one too.
Nice.
DB, I'm not even sure what you're looking for, but I'm sure that you found it.
Yeah, I got an AK-47, but that'll do nicely.
No matter what we're looking for, perhaps an AK-47 is the answer. And with that, the four of you follow McRib's little pink sweetener packets back to the entrance of the Iron Jungle and to safety. And that's where I'm going to call our session, everyone.
Was well done.
Man, that took a few turns.
It did. That was fun.
Damn.
Nice.
I wonder,
Thanks, everyone.
I wonder if he was friendlier than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably right not to trust her, but hey,
Worked out in the end.
yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to know, Holly, what you thought. It's your first time doing the Beardsmen RPG. I know you interviewed DB about it, but now you finally played it.
I mean, I loved it. I thought it was wildly creative. I'm very glad that I didn't have to tell too many stories because I do things like this and immediately forget anything that I've ever done. So it was great. I didn't have to do too much of that. But yeah, it was really awesome. I loved it.
We've got a few minutes for everyone to plug their pluggables. Charlie, I know you got to go soon, so where can everyone watching find you on the interwebs?
Fanboy Addict, we have our reviews with Tom and DB as well. I'm on Twitter. Blue Sky seems to be kicking off, so you can find me on there as well. But yeah, just reach out and we think so. Yeah, apologies, I've got sort of family duties Saturday morning down under, so got to shoot off. But I'll have to love and leave you. But I had a ball. Really enjoyed my first one doing this. So apologies for the rookie errors, but I'm sure Aussie Rob will be back to fight again another day.
As well played, Aussie Rob.
Yeah,
very good.
Awesome, cool guys. All right, I love and leave you, but thanks again.
Have a good one.
Cheers.
See you, Charlie.
Yeah.
And DB, where can we find you? And tell us what you've written.
So I've written Carlton Crow, a Western Odyssey of Revenge and Redemption, and it is available on Amazon. There it is. And I am available on pretty much every platform, trying my best to be everywhere, spread very thin across the world.
Oh, we all. David List, aka Jugs.
I'm on all the platforms, probably David T. List, I think, including Bluesky, which I never get on because I don't know my password and I only have it on this browser. I don't even have it on my phone, but I'll do better, I promise. But I'm drafting, so I don't spend time on any of them. This is the not for resale. If you get this off Amazon, it won't have this ugly stripe across it, I promise. Violence and Vigilance is book 1 of 2. I'm working on the second right now, and it's going very well. And I think that covers most everything we're saying.
Yes. And last but by no means least, our incredible guest, Holly Tinsley, aka McRib.
So I have a couple of books out. I have the Vanguard Chronicles books 1 and 2, We Men of Ash and Shadow, and The Hand That Cast the Bone. I also have my standalone grimoire, The Hallows, which is currently in James Julian's Black Friday sale, along with a whole ton of other really great indie books. So please go check that out and buy some because they're great books and authors love money. So everyone wins. You can find me on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, all the usual places. And I also run something called Spotlight Indie, which is events and like community platform building for indie authors. So we're on X and we are currently building our website, which launches early next year. And we have a YouTube channel. So come over and see us there.
What's it called again?
Spotlight Indie.
And I like books. I have a beard, so I'm Tom Bookbeard. Thank you guys. That was so much fun. I'm
Always
really
a
coming
pleasure.
down with man flu, so I did my best. But no, that was awesome.
Beautiful.
It's so easy when you got players like this who know what they're doing. So thank you. You made it very easy for me. And thank you to everyone who's watching either during the live stream or if you're watching this tomorrow or whenever you're watching it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're back. When are we back? It's Christmas special.
We're back. Christmas special, 13th of December.
13th. Yeah.
With Holly once again and Mr. Tim Hardy
Mr. Tim
joining us in a Christmas
Hardy.
jumper.
Bring it on.
Look forward to it.
Until then, have a lovely weekend and we'll catch you all the next 4 Beardsmen. Thank you so much.
See you later. Thank you.